Greetings, my name is Jordan Key, and for my segment, I will be delving more into the specific aspects of career development for junior student athletes that we will be covering for this presentation. There will be four facets that we will be covering today, the first of which is resume prep work. These will be the essential elements that we will need to go into in order to help these junior student athletes create their initial resume templates. And this will include various aspects that we will cover further. The second facet will be the application process. It will be necessary for us to aid student athletes in narrowing their choices and finding various avenues and ways for us to help them find the jobs that they are looking for after their collegiate careers. The third facet will be the interview itself. This is essentially the career tryout for the student athletes, and we're trying to basically give them the basic knowledge and skills to be able to succeed when they meet with potential employers to interview for a position. And the fourth facet that I will cover is professional attire. This is essentially the career uniform for these student athletes, and it will be basic information such as business casual versus business professional. So with that, we will head into the first of these topics, the resume prep work. For resume prep work, this will consist of various areas, the first of which will be the premise of a resume. The premise of a resume will essentially be that this is a marketing tool for the student athlete, and that is how we will convey this to them. This is basically them talking about themselves. For some student athletes, it might be unclear as to how to quantify their careers as student athletes on a piece of paper. Fortunately, that's what the purpose of this area is for. It's to enable us to aid the student athlete in basically putting their experiences on paper and how to quantify various awards, achievements, and other areas in their athletic career. The second feature of the resume that we will cover during this area is the structuring of the resume. This will include various features such as fonts and placement of various experiences and timed experiences for the student athletes. So for instance, we want to be able to teach the student athletes how to organize their experiences chronologically so that they will be more appealing to their employers potentially. The next part will be essential information such as their name, contact information, and ways to get in touch with them. This is very important, and we want to stress the importance of this to the student athletes. Also, we will want to emphasize the ability to add activities and skills. This includes various hard skills such as technological abilities such as Microsoft Word and the Adobe Suite. Also includes soft skills such as the ability to listen, to be a team player, and other areas like that that the student athlete can really expand upon. And then also we will go through the do's and don'ts of resume building. Do's including putting the information on resume paper and bringing multiple copies of a resume. Don'ts including making the resume more than 2 pages. This is a definite no-no, and we want to stress the importance of this to student athletes. Again, this is a marketing tool, so we want to stress that importance of it. So with resume building in mind, then we move on to the next process here. So the next process is the application process. And this is where really the rubber is going to meet the road for the student athletes, where they are going to depict where they want to go in their careers. We want to be able to give the student athletes the ability to start looking for these jobs, and we will direct them to the various job sites that they can start searching for. This includes various search sites such as Monster or Indeed, and various other avenues that they can utilize to start finding potential career spots. Next, we also want to help them to begin a dialogue with past employers or past relationships they've had with people in other businesses. This is potentially a huge builder that we will go over later on in the presentation when it comes to networking. And finally, we want them to be vigilant but also realistic. We don't want to give student athletes the wrong idea that they might be able to apply for anything and everything. We want them to be able to narrow their search to the specific areas that they know that they can succeed in. So the interview is going to be essential here. This is the career tryout. This is really where student athletes are able to put their face to their resume for their employers. So the first thing we will go through with them is their body language, how they appear when they walk into the room. If they're hunched over or something like that, we want to really emphasize to them posture and poise when they walk into those rooms. Another part of this will be the handshake. We want to emphasize a good firm handshake, not a dead fish handshake that sometimes can occur. So we really want confident student athletes to be able to portray that confidence in this process. Also, a very vital aspect of the interview is the preparation done beforehand. We want to emphasize to student athletes that it is vital for them to be able to research information about the company or organization that they would like to work with. It demonstrates initiative and it demonstrates a true desire to work for that organization. And we feel that student athletes have that. We just have to convey that to them in a very important manner. Also, questions will be an essential part that we will go through. We will spend several minutes discussing which type of questions are essential to bring to an interview. Like preparation beforehand, questions show initiative, a desire to work for the company, and a vested interest in the company. And we want to stress how important that is for student athletes to not just be content answering questions, but also asking them as well. And then finally, one of the most important features, and often an art that is lost these days, is following up with the interviewer. Usually, most of the times, we're content to just be done with the interview and essentially call it that. Well, we want to stress to student athletes and we want to give them examples of how one can follow up after an interview, and whether that would be connecting on social media sources such as LinkedIn or simply writing a thank you note. We really want to stress this importance to the student athlete because we know that student athletes love to stand out on the field, and we want to be able to help them stand out in the office as well. So after the interview, then we will go through professional attire as the fourth facet here. So the professional attire will be the career uniform here. This is a very simple aspect to go over, but it is vital that we address it for student athletes. We really have to stress the importance of differing between business professional and business casual. A lot of the times we are content to sort of wear various polos and athletic gear and assume that that is correct. We want to stress to student athletes that it's okay to assume that, but only after you have received the position. We really want to be able to convey how important it is for them to really give a sense of confidence and professionalism with their dress. And we will address this for both women and men. We also need to address the importance of hair, whether that be facial hair or the haircut itself. These are definite things that we need to talk to student athletes with because, again, along with poise and confidence and the handshake, your hair often symbolizes how you act in the workplace. And we always want to stress the importance of looking professional no matter what the interview setting, including Skype. We now have a wonderful way for people to interview with potential employers, but we also want to stress the importance of looking your best even though it is through a webcam. So that's the fourth facet that we go through in helping student athletes during this session develop early on in their careers. We're not stressing a high importance on this right now, but we really want to get them started as juniors, getting into this mindset and starting to accumulate experiences and professional demeanors to be able to help them later in their careers. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mark Slack, who will start things off by talking about the importance of networking next.